Hello students, in this video lecture I am going to discuss a special type of lattice called modular lattice. The first question which arises is, what is the definition of a modular lattice? A lattice L is said to be a modular lattice if it satisfies modular law. And what is modular law? Modular law simply states that for any A, B and C belonging to the lattice L that you may choose, if A is greater than equal to C, whenever A is greater than equal to C, if this implies that A meet B join C is equal to A meet B join C, which means that if the brackets are here and if you can change the order of the brackets and if you can write the brackets over here like this, then you say that modular law is satisfied. So I repeat, a lattice L is said to be modular if it satisfies modular law. And what is modular law? Modular law simply states that for any A, B and C belonging to L that you may choose, whenever A is greater than equal to C, then if this implies that A meet B join C is equal to A meet B join C, then you say that modular law is satisfied. And if modular law is satisfied by a lattice, then the lattice is said to be a modular lattice. So this particular statement 1 should hold for a lattice to be a modular lattice. Now a few things which have to be noted in this regard are, the first thing is that by definition we have given the definition of a lattice L to be modular. We have defined L to be modular if it satisfies modular law, which is this. Now because we are in a lattice, because L is a lattice and a lattice is a PO set, and in a PO set the principle of duality holds. So if L in particular is a modular lattice, which means that if modular law is satisfied, this particular law is satisfied, then by principle of duality the dual statement of this particular statement, which is the modular, which represents the modular law, the dual statement of this will also be satisfied, which means that whenever A is less than equal to C, then this would imply that A join B meet C would be equal to A join B meet C. This is how the dual is obtained. So if you, whenever you have to obtain dual of a statement, then you just replace the meet with join and join with meet. So if this particular statement is satisfied in the lattice L, then this will automatically be satisfied by principle of duality. So this particular, if I we had marked this as 1 and this one if I mark as 2, so for a lattice to be a modular lattice, either 1 should be satisfied or 2 should be satisfied, because if 1 is satisfied, the other one will automatically be satisfied by principle of duality. So both conditions 1 or 2 can be taken as definition of a modular lattice, which means that I can say that a lattice is modular if it satisfies 1, or I can say that a lattice L is modular if it satisfies 2. So we have two alternate definitions of lattice being modular. Now the second thing which has to be noted is that if L is any general lattice, not necessarily a modular lattice, then this particular statement is always true. That is, if A is whenever A is greater than equal to C, then it always implies that A meet B join C is greater than equal to A meet B join C. So this inequality is always satisfied in whatever lattice we are, in any general lattice. So in case you have to show that a lattice is modular, because this one is already satisfied, then it is sufficient to show only this, which means that only this part of the inequality needs to be shown, that whenever A is greater than equal to C, you just need to show that A meet B join C is less than equal to, only this has to be shown, less than equal to A meet B join C, because the other one is automatically, if the other one is true in all the lattices, so only it would be sufficient to show only this one whenever a lattice has to be shown, a modular lattice. Now a few examples dealing with modular lattices. First of all, let me consider a pentagon, the pentagon lattice N5. The pentagon lattice N5 has diagram like this. There are 5 vertices, and the bottommost one we are marking as 0, the topmost we are marking as 1, and the intermediate vertices we are marking as A, B, C. Now you can verify that for this pentagon lattice, which has got 5 sides and 5 vertices, now for this one it can be easily verified that here you can just see from the diagram that A is greater than equal to C, because A is at the top and C is at the bottom, so A is greater than equal to C. But it is not implying that A meet B join C is equal to A meet B join C. Why? Because what is the value of B join C. B join C means the least upper bound of B and C. So least upper bound of B and C is 1. So this is B join C, and what is the value of A meet 1? A meet 1, if you calculate the value of A meet 1, A is over here, and A meet 1 is the one which is below A and 1, which is A. So the value of this whole expression comes out to be A. The left hand side is A, and as far as the right hand side is concerned, what is the value of A meet B? A meet B means the greatest lower bound of A and B, and the greatest lower bound of A and B is 0. And what is the value of 0 join C? 0 join C is the element which is at the top of 0 and C, which means that this is C. So the right hand side, the value of the right hand side is C, and the value of the left hand side is A, and A is not equal to C because A and C are distinct elements of the lattice L. So in this pentagon lattice N5, we can see that although A is greater than equal to C, but this doesn't imply that A meet B join C. A meet B join C is equal to A meet B join C. This is not implied, which means that this is not a modular lattice, or we can say that N5 is non-modular. So this is an example of a non-modular lattice. And now let me consider the diamond lattice M3. The diamond lattice M3 is this. The hash diagram of the diamond lattice is this. In fact, M3 is actually the lattice 1. This is 3 bar, and this is 1, and when you draw the hash diagram, then this is how the hash diagram of M3 looks like. And M3 is modular because we can verify for any 3 elements X, Y and Z belonging to M3 that you choose. In M3 there are 5 elements, but if you pick up any 3 elements at a time, X, Y, Z, I am referring to these 3 elements as X, Y, Z, they can be any of those 5 elements. There are 5 elements we can see in M3. So if you choose any 3 elements of this M3, then you can simply verify that whenever let's say X is greater than equal to Z, then this would imply that X meet Y join Z would be equal to X meet Y join Z. So this would always be true. So in fact X, Y, Z are actually playing the roles of A, B and C in the definition of a modular lattice. So whenever A is greater than equal to C, then A meet B join C is equal to A meet B join C. That is what the modular law was. So modular law is very much satisfied over here. So this is a modular lattice. In fact, there is a result which we can use in order to show that M3 is a modular lattice, because that result, without proof, I am stating over here that a lattice is non-modular. If you are given a lattice and if you have to check whether it is modular or non-modular, then the result is that a lattice will be non-modular if and only if it contains a sublattice isomorphic to N5. N5 is the pentagon lattice. So whenever there is a lattice L, and whenever this lattice L has a sublattice which is isomorphic to N5, whenever L has a sublattice isomorphic to N5, because we know that N5 is non-modular, so consequently L will also become non-modular whenever it has a sublattice isomorphic to N5. And this result is if and only if, which means that if L doesn't have a sublattice isomorphic to N5, then L will not be non-modular, or in other words L will be modular. So and saying that L doesn't have a sublattice isomorphic to N5 simply means that when you draw the hash diagram of L, whatever is the hash diagram of L, the hash diagram should not contain N5. If the hash diagram of a lattice L does not contain N5 anywhere, N5 doesn't appear anywhere in the hash diagram of L, then L will be a modular lattice, because if N5 appears, because N5 is non-modular, so then that will make L to be non-modular. And if N5 doesn't appear in L, if nowhere in the hash diagram of L you find N5, then L will be modular. So you can just see that in the diamond lattice M3 there is no part of the diamond lattice M3 which contains N5, because N5 is this. N5 is the pentagon lattice, and pentagon lattice is not a part of M3, which means that M3 is modular. Okay, so had this been a part of had N5 been a part of M3, then it would have been non-modular. But since N5 is not a part anywhere of M3, so M3 is free of N5. It doesn't have N5 anywhere in its hash diagram. So that way N3 becomes modular. So this is another explanation that you can give in order to show that M3 is a M3 or diamond lattice is a modular lattice. So that was all I had to